I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church. So please do not lay claims of those titles on me. I greet everybody upon this evening for sure. Much love and much prayer to everybody out there. What's up to Henry Ross? What's up? He says it seems like everybody is stressed and have some form of mental health and are depressed, but there are some that create this, do their own choices that they have created. Some doing this. Well, I agree with you. You know what I mean? In reference to some people create those type of things, which is true. I definitely agree with you on that one. What's up to Sister Davis? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Appreciate that for you becoming a new member to this YouTube channel, Sister Davis. Definitely appreciate your work as a moderator, also. All right. What's up to Christopher Span? Another one of my channel moderators. Definitely appreciate you. What's up to TJ? He says, I am ready to defend some more. What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. We're here to talk about stress and depression. I don't know what you're referring to. You understand that? I really don't know what you're talking about at the end of the day. You understand? All right. What's up to Gino P? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Heat? He says, thank you for doing this one upcoming. In this deep every day, being an employee in this every day in Charlotte. Oh, you in Charlotte? You in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know what I mean? I understand. You says you definitely you have to definitely stay prayed up. You said dealing with this every day. Prayed up. And that's a good point right there. You know, prayer and striving for God at the end of the day. Because look at the times we're living in. You know, a lot of people are suffering from mental health for whatever reasons. You know, like Henry Ross says, some people create those type of things and whatnot at the end of the day. You know, all right. What's up to Bless Bless? Shout out to you. What's up to Courtney M? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Toya? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. You said you're a little stressed and whatnot, and you know, I really don't know the feeling too much about being stressed and depressed and whatnot. You know, maybe because I have a lot of outlets that I can go to or whatever the case may be. But the doors out there, you know what I mean. I would like to hear y'all point of view upon stress and being depressed in general. You know, he says, hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great day for sure. The day is good. You know what I mean? In general, we're here having this wonderful conversation about stress and depression and whatnot. I see a lot of people talk about it often. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about it often here in the chat room and whatnot. And, you got crazy people trying to go back and forth that's probably dealing with mental health issues and whatnot. You know what I mean? Isn't it, could it be an excuse? Yes and no. At the end of the day. What's up to Johnny? What up, what up, what up? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. All right, Henry Ross. All right, let's piggyback over what you said. In reference to people creating their own stress. That's a good one right there. Because people out there could get themselves into a lot of mess. You understand? And they quick to blame other people, right? But they don't want to take the accountability of their own selves out there. There's a lot of people out here, and a lot of us probably been guilty of it. We can't take the accountability of the things we do. You understand? But some people become stressed and depressed easy, right? A job loss, relationships, relationships, relationships. Y'all, listen, guys out here, some of these guys out here are poom poom whipped. They ain't want to leave that woman alone. Now they stressed out because she don't want to be with them no more. Some people just can't leave that woman alone, that man alone, nothing. And they definitely stressed out because they miss it. All right. All right, what's up to TNT? What up, what up, what up? Shout out to you. You says in Cola, look her. she said something that make everybody depressed. She was speaking with, what is that, Vivek something, and said right from her mouth she can't vote for him because he's I guess you said racist, right? Well, I don't know too much about that. I don't have any type of details, upon that and whatnot. If you have a link or anything like that you can share, feel free to share it in the chat room, for sure. But like I was saying, some people become stressed out over a breakup, over a divorce or separation, and whatnot. A job loss, a family member dying and whatnot. There's a lot of things that people become stressed and depressed about. Going to prison, coming out of prison, having a baby. You know what I mean? A whole lot of factors. You know, when you have your first baby, from experience, could it leave you stressed out? It could leave a person stressed out, and whatnot. You know what I mean? If you're not strong minded, and no point intended about people who may not be there, but having your first child is something. Dealing with all that crying in the middle of the night, and whatnot, and really being there as a person. You got to put a lot of things to the background that you used to do, and you got to devote that time. Um, TNT, you said I used to smoke and drink to deal with my anxiety, and you stated that in stress and depression, but now prayer is the solution to all things, and having faith that my prayers are answered gives way to be thankful. Absolutely, absolutely. And I've heard that before. A lot of people turn to weed. A lot of people turn into hardcore drugs, cocaine, dope if it's still out there. What's that other one? Percocets. You know, they try to numb the pain with drugs or heavy alcohol, Hennessy, Ciroc. You know what I mean? What else is out there? That hard liquor, and whatnot. You know. So I've heard that before. They try to numb the pain with that type of stuff. You know. All right. Courtney M says, honestly, this group has given me much comfort this year alone. You said it's been a hard knock life for me. You says, but God has been great. I mean, that's what's up. That's a good thing. If this channel, whatever the case may be, could give you some type of comfort, in reference to the conversations that we have, in general. You know, there could be people out there who've been stressed all day or all week, and just having a normal conversation on here could cheer them up or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you never know what a person is going through. You just never know. At the end of the day, and with all this nonsense over the internet, that's not going to help people. With all that gossip and whatnot, sometimes people just want to sit back, relax, have a conversation or hear a conversation that could really ease them out. At the end of the day, for sure. All right. Henry Ross, she says he's Indian. That's why she said that she can't vote for him for president, while she compliments him. Well, I mean, you got ignorant people out there that won't vote for somebody because of their skin color. I mean, it's just like that. We still living in these times that it's like that a person will not vote for another person based upon their skin color, which is sad. All right. TNT, you says you created a small TOG community on your channel. Many of us look forward to being here when you go live. Big bro, appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that for sure. For those who catch the live now, a lot catch it after it uploads to YouTube. You know what I mean? Which is surprising. But hey, as long as a person is tuning in, it's all good at the end of the day, for sure. You know what I mean? I just know that sometimes people may need a conversation, positive laughs. and things like that. You know what I mean? It's so much going on social media with a lot of arguing and all this. Family members fighting on my Facebook. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. Two of my family members going at it. You know what I mean? It was funny, but it was a bunch of ignorance at, at the end of the day, for sure. You know, how is that going to uplift us as a people in general? You know what I mean? If even family members fighting, I even saw church members fighting, going back and forth. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. So having a conversation, you know, it could really ease and soothe the person in general. You know what I mean? All right, so definitely appreciate that at TNT. Noel says, good evening. Shout out to you. What's up to Mal High? Gino P says, I went to school for mental health and substance abuse. Depression is so serious that it could, what is that? Sap your walk with God. What you mean, sap? All right, Johnny. You says, I'm a cashier at work, and within the last few days, I've learned to have fun and not let the customer stress me. I had to be told to go on break. Cashier. So I know how you know certain individuals could be. You know what I mean? Mine's is my place of employment. You know, is pretty easy. You know, I just drop the material and go. But when I deal with customers, you know what I mean, even if I'm doing Lyft, you know what I mean, Lyft is considered your own little business. Even if you're dealing with customers, you know, in your vehicle and whatnot, and things that I never had an issue at the end of the day. But if something like that was to happen, you know what I mean, I just walk away. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Because these people don't know you. You know what I mean? These people think you supposed to put up whatever they dish out. This is why you see on social media they got these videos, McDonald's workers beating up a customer, a Burger King worker beating up a customer, because these customers out here think they could talk to workers any type of way, and they don't even know this person might be a 3-time mixed martial art champ. They don't know he might be a retired wrestler or something like that. You know what I mean? A boxer or something like that who own a restaurant. You know, these customers think they could just talk to anybody the way they want to. You know what I mean? But as you see on some of the videos, them workers, you're going to learn today. You understand? You're going to learn today for sure. So that's another thing. Me personally, I don't pay no mind to customers at the end of the day. I listen, you got an issue, I drop and go. You know what I mean? On my truck, delivering mulch or whatever the case may be, drop and go. That's it. Whatever issue you got, take it up with the company. Who cares? You know what I mean? That's my attitude. That's my attitude. I don't care. You know? All right. But I hope all goes well at Johnny. What's up, the dream? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Michelle B, shout out to you. Courtney M says, I work with the public and absorb a lot of energy. It's a constant fight to stay balanced. I think we all feel that in some way at Tony. Bless says, my neighbors are trying to stress me out. I really have to pray. TNT, you funny. All right. Gino P says, sad meaning that it will drain you mentally and spiritually, affecting your relationship with God. Excuse me. Oh, wow. That's something deep right there. You know, if a person is dealing with something like that, where as though stress and depression could really affect them upon their relationship with God, now that's some strong depression and stress that, you know, folks like that definitely need to be delivered from, for sure. All right. You're speaking about when I said babies and whatnot. When a person have a baby or babies, some people have twins, triplets, quadruplets, septuplets, and all that type of stuff. How does a person know how to handle a baby if they never had one? Being an auntie or uncle, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean you're just like a father or mother because you're an auntie, you pick up your nieces and nephews. It's something totally different. You know what I mean? When you're the parent or the guardian of a baby, totally different. You understand? All right. Christopher says, I work in the workforce as an assistant manager, humbly speaking, and I deal with, what is that? At the job. I don't know how to pronounce that term, man. Here you go with these Ivy League terms, man. Morehouse terms and Harvard words. You says at the job, it's very frustrating and sometimes stressful because you deal with entitled, spoiled, demonic brats. Oh yeah, absolutely. He says, "Will you say them trolls are a stressing bunch?" Well, when you see people on YouTube and whatnot, just mouthing off, stuff don't bother me, man. I have fun with it. I have fun with it. It's comical when you see clowns make video of you, or when I see clowns make come in here and act a fool. It doesn't bother me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? In fact, they helping the person's YouTube channel when they come on here or watch it. You understand? That's like you got a store, somebody coming to your store, buying up the material, and then cursing you out, walking out. And then the next day they coming back, buying more material. You understand? So I don't pay no mind to people like that at all at Henry Ross. What's up to David B? Shout out to you. He says the gatekeeping is the worst. The mismanagement is annoying. Talking to Christopher. What's up to Sheila Davis? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Heat? You says go into this every day and look over my shoulder while working 8 hours in a mental facility in Charlotte. Oh, you work at a mental facility in Charlotte. Wow. G Swole says, greetings. I think working out is one of the best ways to handle stress and depression, but the best way is prayer. I agree with you. One of the best ways to deal with that, yes, is to work out. You know what I mean? Is to hit something. You know what I mean? Go into a boxing gym or mixed martial arts gym. Hit the bags, release tension and whatnot. It actually works. It actually helps. You understand? Running and things like that. Listening to soothing sounds. We ain't talking about rap music neither. Play those sounds on YouTube of the waters, rain, thunder, the ocean, and stuff like that. All right. So you got a point right there at G Swole. All right. In the workforce, you deal with what is that hierarchy? You deal with all sorts of black and white I guess you mean gatekeepers to ensure that your stress level goes home. You must stay prayed up, fast, and stay in that word. Hierarchy. Okay. Gino P says in depression, that's a disorder called postpartum, where the mother doesn't want nothing to do with the newborn baby. Wow. I heard the term. But I didn't know it meant that. You understand? I really didn't know. You know what I mean? All right, what's up to open your heart to salvation? God is coming. Greetings to you. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. Johnny says, he says, hit the bag, not the customers. Well, I know a lot of us, we work around customers and stuff like that. Like I said, I come across customers maybe, I don't know, 65% of the time. You know what I mean? Because all I do is, if you don't answer your phone when I'm coming off to do a drop off and stuff like that, I leave it somewhere. Take pictures and bounce. I don't want to talk to no customers, honestly. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? So if they don't pick up one time, that's it. You know what I mean? I ain't calling back and forth. I probably dealt with one customer who was a little, iffy. You understand? He was a little iffy. He came outside one time. I was dropping the decking or whatever the case may be. And he came out with a little attitude or something like that. You know what I mean? I was like, all right. You understand? All right. He about 5'11", about 160. Oh, we could get this. You understand? we could get this. But blessedly, the smartest thing to do is to walk away. You know what I mean? But of course, feel your surroundings. Feel it. Feel your surroundings. You don't even have to turn around and feel your surroundings. You know what I mean? Maybe he was having a bad day. Or sometimes I can make people like that smile or laugh or whatever the case may be. It can happen. You know? All right. Um, what's up to Craig? What up? What up? What up? What up? Have you ever smoked to relieve stress? Tony Harvin has never smoked before. Never. You understand? To relieve stress. I hate cigarette smoke. Never smoked weed in my life ever, and never will. Never. So I really dealt with stress in my life, really. You know what I mean? But I hear people talk about it and whatnot. You know, all right. So I never smoked. All right, cigarettes and weed and black and mild and all that other nonsense and whatnot. All right, what's up to Sandra Williams? Shout out to you. Courtney M says also happens after another procedure to remove its trauma. Remove, remove the baby, huh? Um, what's up to Aaron? Who says being in a quiet home and working out is a start with depression. Absolutely. I like a nice. My place is nice and quiet. Um, you know, if I don't like putting nothing on my walls. You understand that? I like nice and clear walls, nothing on it, no pictures, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be cluttered or anything. I don't like too much, because if you got spacious and whatnot, it also helps ease you out. You walk in the door and you go to sleep. It's nice and relaxing. At the end of the day, I tend to watch this thing on YouTube at nighttime called Hoarders. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Hoarders. Well, you got the people, their house is just junky from things for 10 years straight, buying and things like that. You know what I mean? And they got a lot of hoarders in the South, I see. A lot. You know what I mean? You go to the South in most of the country area, they got a bunch of old stuff on the porch, on the inside, just junky and filthy and nasty. You know what I mean? Just nasty. Nasty behind people. You understand? All right. What's up, the AG? Who said smoking is disgusting? Absolutely. What do you like to do for fun or your free time? How do you stay balanced? On my free time, I like to work out. Whether it's going outside on WT Harris, going for a run, lifting weights, boxing or whatever the case may be, taking a walk. Taking a walk by the waters, and what have you, or go to the gun range. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with going to the gun range, all you over righteous people out there too. There's nothing wrong with that. Target practice, you understand? I say, AT&T. What else? Spending time with the kids and whatnot, playing around with them, taking them outside, and enjoying those precious moments when they're kids. You understand? Because I got two that's about to be adults in a couple of years, and that it seemed like that time flew. That time flew. See, nobody would know because I don't put current pictures of my kids up. I don't do that. You know what I mean? I stopped that probably years ago. I only put it for certain people like family, friends, and stuff like that. But to the public, no. You understand? All right. So just enjoy those precious moments because they will go quick. Just like with my two sons. You know what I mean? The next couple of years, they'll be adults. One is about to be an adult in one more year. You know what I mean? So that time flew at the end of the day. So enjoy those precious moments with your kids and whatnot. All right. Henry Ross says, yeah, you're right about them trolls. Or sometimes, I may go to the court, shoot some hoops. Shoot some hoops alone and whatnot. And just, it's very therapeutic. Very, very therapeutic, or just sitting here, listen to the truth of God and whatnot, or just sit on my couch and just relax. I remember Gino, he said he was sitting out on his back porch with the fire going, what I mean? And just relaxing, singing to himself. Sometimes you got to have moments like that. Just sit somewhere, relax, no TV, put your phone on silent, whatever. Don't pick up your phone, nothing. You know what I mean? All right, Johnny. Be safe out there. Henry Ross says, yeah, you're right about them trolls. They are very interesting, but entertaining to the souls. For sure. All right, open your heart. You said 11 years ago when I went into a depression and stress in my life, God took me through my journey. It took a lot of patience, and much word of God. Wonderful. What's up to Sister David? Shout out to you. Appreciate your work that you do on both of my YouTube channels. It's a blessing. TNT says hoarders. Courtney M says, I think I have a hoard in my family, but it's convert. It's strange, sad, but I sympathize. Says, try also my strange addiction, Brother Tony. He says, them hoarders be weighing a lot too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Open your heart says, one thing for sure, when you're going through depression or stress, you can't have negative people in your space. Absolutely. I agree with that. Negative people. Nobody to encourage you. You understand that? Nobody to put positivity in you and whatnot. Nobody to, I believe the scripture says, iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? Negative people would try to bring you even lower. You know what I mean? With their negative energy or their negative comments, negative conversation and whatnot. So you're right about that. Bless says, I live besides hoarders. Help me, Lord. Wow. Just looking at the TV, just looking at that show, Hoarders. It's crazy. And one will be definitely stressed out and depressed if a person is living like that. Picture that. I got stuff in here from 15 years. I've been buying up. I got ice cream sitting out on the stove for 15 years. You know what I mean? You got people on that show who got stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stuff in the refrigerator that have been open for 15 years. You know what I mean? Bread sitting out. You know what I mean? How does a woman wash up living like that? How? How does she have good hygienes living like that? That's disgusting, man. For all those people who's living like that. Hoarders. Nasty. You understand? Nasty. Like Henry Ross said, people bring certain things on themselves. And I think a person who's going through that hoarder type of situation, they bring that on themselves. And a lot of them are stressed out and depressed and whatnot. Listen, you brought that on yourself. You understand? When people are trying to help you to try to get you to stop buying things or to clean up, they didn't want to do it. You understand? All right. You said I used to spend time at the flower gardens. That's wonderful. That's definitely therapeutic too. Flowers and whatnot. All right. What up to Sean? Shout out to you. All good over here. All right. You says like, don't threaten the household because you thirsty for some premium plus. Absolutely. Craig says definitely a fight every day to stay at ease on dialysis. You says managing stress and not letting depressing or intrusive thoughts. It is like God keep me strong through sufferings. God is keeping me here. Wonderful. Wonderful brief testimony about that. One doesn't know what a person is going through if you ain't walking in their shoes. You know what I mean? So that's definitely understandable. You know what I mean? And I think about people who go through like sicknesses like that or whatever you want to call it, cancer. What else is out there? Diabetes, sickle cell. Some people are dealing with sickle cell and whatnot. So it's like, wow, I had a cousin with sickle cell. You understand? He died of it last year or 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Last year or 2 years ago and whatnot. You know what I mean? So, watching a family member, go through that for some time is crazy. You know, I even had a sister who had cancer, and whatnot. I was young, so I really didn't understand at the time, and whatnot. But I just can't imagine the feeling, and what have you, that a child is, sometimes born with that type of stuff, or somebody, get diagnosed with those type of diseases or sicknesses and whatnot. You know what I mean? All right. Appreciate your comment, Craig. Prayers and blessings unto you. All right. Sister David says, I've seen that show, Hoarders. I'd be scared of what they may find when cleaning up. That could cause stress, and can see why a person depressed living like that must be depressed to live in filth. Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Living like that, I couldn't live like that. I just couldn't at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm a neat person. You know what I mean? That's just me. I like to be neat, whatever the case may be. Clean, scrub, you know what I mean? Bleach things and whatnot. That's me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So if somebody happened to come to my house, they know better. Like a family member, they know better. You understand? And I hope people could take heed that when you have clean things and you're not living like a hoarder and whatnot, you could think better. You understand that? Your mind is more at ease when you step in your place, and whatnot. I know a lot of us got family members who just live dirty and filthy at the end of the day, and you just don't know how they do it. I don't know how. You understand? I don't know how when you step in a family member's bathroom and the tub is just dirty and filthy and junky. I don't know how they do it. You understand? I don't know. All right. He says, today I just chill and lay low. Wonderful. Are holy people allowed to go to the gun range to relieve stress? Well, you got to understand, having a gun, um, Gino speak on it, yes and no. When you're going hunting for hunting purposes and whatnot, he mentions you can do it, but it better be for hunting purposes or things not to want to harm a human being, and what have you. In order to get your license for hunting, you have to go to the gun range. You have to know how to shoot that gun. You have to know. You understand that? Otherwise, how can a person just buy a gun for hunting purposes? They don't know how to use it. They don't know how to clean it. They don't know how to shoot it. They don't know how to take it apart, put it back together. You understand? They don't know how to fix it when it malfunctions, and what have you. So if a person is going to the gun range for stress purposes or whatever the case may be, I mean, hey, me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, but I don't recommend it, because if a person is stressed out and what have you, you know what I mean. You got to be clear minded when you go into the gun range. Clear minded. You understand? Clear minded. You know, you want to be focused, because if you miss something, you got to follow safety guidelines when you are at the gun range. You know what I mean? It's nothing to play with. A gun is nothing to play with. You know what I mean? Safety rules in there. And if you do something that's off key at the gun range, listen, depends where you at, you might get tackled. You know what I mean? You might get tackled quick, and what have you. All right. He says, I just joined, but yeah, I remember when I was young. Wonderful. David B says, Satan convinces a lot of people to commit as a way to deal with depression. You're right about that. You're right. You're right. I was just talking with somebody today about an old classmate who committed suicide and whatnot. You know what I mean? Because he got arrested for picking up prostitutes and kidnapping them and raping them and what have you. Eric Martin, look his story up. Eric Martin, Jersey City, old high school classmate. He killed himself. He brought that on himself. What an idiot. You know what I'm saying? What an idiot. People like that. He brought that on himself at the end of the day. But people who don't go through that or just stressing and depressing just for non-reasons like that, yeah, I've heard of situations like that also. It was this kid when I was a freshman in high school named Ruben. He was a cool dude, but he committed suicide because his father was beating on him and he couldn't take it no more. A 13, 14-year-old kid, you know what I mean? Had took so much from his own father that he took his own life, and whatnot. Cool dude, you understand? But you just never know what people are going through. See, I got my last beating at the age of 10. You understand? It didn't hurt back then. So just imagine, somebody's father just beating on them just because. You know what I mean? A lot of people ain't gonna take that. So here's another example. Aaron Hernandez. What an idiot. Another idiot. He brought that on himself. You know what I mean? When he committed those crimes. Aaron Hernandez, he knew he blew it. Aaron Hernandez knew he was a Super Bowl champion. He was a millionaire, had a nice house, and he blew his whole career on some nonsense. And he committed suicide like an idiot. You know what I mean? All right. What's up to Ernest Beard? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Y'all funny. David B says cat feces, dog feces, and their own bowel movement sleeping with it. Hoarders are truly mentally ill. I agree. I definitely agree with that. That show is crazy. Hoarders and whatnot. You know what I mean? I really don't know how those folks live, how they live like that. I don't know. How do you have bread in the refrigerator or bread on the outside on the sink that's been there for 10 years, just sitting there? Right along the ice cream that you had there for 7 years, open. You know what I mean? And a bunch of junk and clothes just piled up. I don't get it. You understand? And I don't feel sorry for those people either. I don't. These are grown people. Grown people. A grown person should know how to keep their house clean and neat. It's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to wash your dishes. It's not that hard to vacuum your floor if you got carpets like I do. It's not that hard to sweep and, to mop or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Your place. It's not that hard to spray the bleach in the toilet. You know what I mean? To make it look, a little clean. You understand? Spray a little bleach in the water and what have you. Spray bleach around the toilet, whatever the case may be, and clean it. It's not that hard to clean your microwave every time you use it. That's what I do. I may be a little, but that's what I do. It's not that hard to do. All right? So those hoarders out there. All right? Fold your clothes for crying out loud. All right? Henry Ross says, that's scary seeing folks basically treat themselves like like trash cans and then get to the point where they can't be able bodies no more. I can't imagine somebody taking care like bathing me. Wow. Yeah, it's another thing. It's like, ugh. They got a bunch of junk in the tub in the showers, and whatnot. They got hot dogs from 1980. A bunch of hot dogs and pancake mix all in the tub from 1980. You know what I mean? That's nasty. You understand? That's nasty. All right. Craig says people are more plugged in within technology. This is still very known to humans, and consistently being tuned in definitely has its effects. Wonderful. AG, you says reunited with God's sister after several years. Extremely surprised when I hugged her. The cigarette smoke smell. She passed away about 2 years ago. You says shaking my head. Gino P says with depression, one must talk with someone, either it's a therapist or a minister who has the Holy Ghost for real. Can't stay silent. You must let it out. If not, it will consume you. Wow. Sister David says life has to be a struggle living with stress or depression or worse or worse both. Do you believe in healthy stress? They say there is a thing as healthy stress. Not sure. I don't know nothing about healthy stress and whatnot. Like I said, I've probably never dealt with stress before, to my knowledge. The way people describe it, maybe I did, but the way certain people describe it, I don't know how it feels based upon what they say. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Worried, maybe a little bit here and there, or whatever the case may be. Some people don't deal with stress and depression, and you know, but some people do. So I don't. I never heard of the term healthy stress. I don't know why they would call something bad healthy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh, you says children are healthy stress. I don't. I mean, children don't stress me out, or whatever the case may be. Like I was saying earlier, you know, one has to enjoy those precious times. You know, if you got a newborn and whatnot, and he or she is crying at nighttime, waking you up in the middle of the night, and what have you, listen, appreciate those times, appreciate those moments. You understand? Those are precious moments right there. You may be upset or cranky or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, listen, I appreciated those moments. You understand? Because now, like I said, my kids, two of them, about to be adults in the next couple of years. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? I remember when they was babies. I remember those times. You know what I mean? I remember those times when they was babies. You know, so I appreciate those times. You know, when they was crying and stuff like that. It doesn't bother me. That stuff don't bother me, or when they get on my nerve, it don't bother me, or whatever the case may be, and things like that. Because it's just precious moments that you know you got to enjoy. It may get you upset, whatever the case may be, but I still enjoy those moments. You know what I mean? All right. So I mean, children. Okay, if you put it like that, will help you stress. Okay, I get it. Open your heart. Said yesterday I was leaving the grocery store. There was a lady who came to me, but I knew of her struggle. He says, please pray for Selena for deliverance from drugs. Will do. All right. Courtney M says, I must clean. I will clean. We got to clean. What's up to Michael? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. He says, Craig, be encouraged and keep believing in the Lord. I am a transplant recipient. Wonderful. Gino P. What's up to AG? Shout out to you. All right. What's up to Ricardo? He says, I had a rough day. He says, God bless me. These lives help a lot. Thank you, Tony. Wonderful. Appreciate that. Somebody else mentioned that earlier. It's definitely appreciative that we can have these conversations and whatnot. I know we bomb a lot on these false prophets and whatnot, but you know, I like to have conversations like this. You know, in general. All right. Um, Let me see. He says I have one but never used it. I need to learn by going to the range. Is it registered? Is the gun registered? You know what I mean? Is it in your name? Or I don't know what state you in, so I don't know the state laws, the certain gun laws and whatnot in certain states. I think some people say you could go to a Walmart in one state and buy a gun or whatever the case may be, and what have you. So I don't know about that one. All right. Henry Ross says guns are for hunting purposes. Beats is the target, um, not the human family. Absolutely. I agree. You know what I mean? I definitely agree with that. For sure. You know, for hunting purposes or whatever the case may be, that is taught in holiness and whatnot. But for one to know how to shoot and aim a gun and know the safety features and how to clean it, you have to go to the gun range. You have to, you know, learn on some type of tutorials and whatnot on how to do those things. Otherwise, you might make a mistake out there when you're hunting for a deer, or you know, some people hunt for squirrels and all that other nonsense. I saw on Facebook somebody they hunted for a raccoon. I didn't know people in the South eat that. That's nasty. You understand? That's nasty. All right. Sister David says, I will say this. I don't think it's healthy to go to the gun range with stress, but definitely please don't go if you're depressed. Lord no, we'll probably see you on the news. Well, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that for sure. You know, I don't think it's healthy for one to go to a gun range being stressed or depressed because you got to stay focused in there. You know what I mean? You definitely got to stay focused. You know, you got people shooting on you, shooting their targets on your left. Might be a shotgun going off real loud. You might have a woman over here shooting off a rifle, and you got to stay focused with your weapon, and whatnot. You know, so you're absolutely right about that. At Sister Davis. All right. G Swole says, is keeping gifts you receive from people after a long time is considered hoarding? No, you gotta watch that show, man. You gotta watch that show, man. For example, somebody could have bought me a hat, man. Like this hat. I had this hat for about I don't know, a couple years. Now, if I kept buying hats all day and just laying them around, throwing them around and whatnot, that could be the start of hoarding, and what have you. You know, people who just keep buying things and keep stacking them up in a place. If I had dishes on my stove, keep buying stuff. You know what I mean? Or listen, you don't need much dishes, and what have you. Got a big family, fine. You understand? You know what I mean? As long as you know how to keep it neat, nice, and things of that nature. But go watch that show Hoarders later, man. You're gonna see what we're talking about. You're gonna see what we're talking about for sure. You know? All right. Them people in hoarders, they buy things almost every day. They go to the thrift shop, flea market, Salvation Army, dollar store, they buy it, throw it around, leave it there. You know what I mean? They open the ice cream, they leave it on the kitchen sink for 5 years. Seriously. Seriously. You understand? It's that bad with people. You know? They buy some chicken, cut it up, open it up. See how it is? Listen, leave it on the kitchen counter for 10 years. That's bad, man. That's bad. And then throw clothes on top of it. That's bad. You know, people may have dead cats in their house, dead dogs, dead mice, rats. You know what I mean? It's like that. Roaches running around, ants, maggots, bed bugs, spiders in their house. They got nowhere to really sleep, but on the floor, on a pile of clothes or a little mat by a heater. You understand? None of their family members want to come over. No friends, no nothing, because it's nasty and filthy. That's hoarders right there. You know what I mean? Go check it out, man, for sure. All right, Henry Ross says there's no coming back from any type of suicide, and I think there's no forgiveness either. Agree. I agree. There's no coming back. There's no forgiveness at all. You're right. Listen, I'd rather go through this hard time in life. If the Lord is giving me time every day, that's a blessing, man. I don't care what I'm going through. I don't care. You understand? Thank you, Lord, every day. Thank you. Thank you, I got this headache. Thank you. Thank you, I'm broke, Lord. You understand? Thank you. Thank you, my account is in the negative. Thank you, I lost a job. Or, back in the day when I was young, I wasn't thinking back then when I lost a girlfriend. I was heartbroken. You understand? I was heartbroken, but I don't think I was stressed out. Thank you, Lord. At the end of the day, for sure. I don't want to think about no type of suicide at all. For what? People off themselves because a girl don't want to be with them no more. For real. What I look like? What I look like even thinking about off of myself over some chick? You know what I'm saying? Poom poom that good? Cut it out, man. Cut it out. You understand? It ain't that serious out here. It ain't that serious over no man neither. for all the females out there who off themselves over a dude or fighting over a dude. But I mean, it's crazy out here, man. People will off themselves over a man, over a woman, just because it's too good. You know what I mean? If they can't have you, then in their mind, nobody can have you. And that's how they really living their life as. So one has to be very, very careful who you deal with, and whatnot. Of course, you can't play with people's feelings, but in these days, or in general, people are going to make their own decisions. If they don't want to be with you, hey, they don't want to be with you. Simple. I know we have talks like that. People on holiness, they don't believe in divorce. But guess what? If she don't want to be with you, that's her decision. If he don't want to be with you, that's his decision. You can't force that man or that woman to be with you. But some people off themselves because of that. You know what I mean? It's going to hurt, of course. But, hey, that's that person's decision at the end of the day. You know what I mean? All right. Let me see. He says, what was his problem? Aaron Hernandez, he was a quiet, cool football player at one point. Clean cut guy, clean guy. You understand? But he was doing mischiefs behind the scenes. It was one time where as though a dead body was brought up. I think it was in Massachusetts at a club or something like that, right? I think. I can't really remember the documentary or whatever the case may be. But they were suspicious that he killed somebody once. So that lingered on. I think it was dismissed or something like that. So he did it. He killed his friend. I think his friend name was Odin Lloyd or something like that. He also played football. And he thought he could get away with it. You know what I mean? But they got him from evidence and what have you. And then also when they had the documentary, his friend from high school, I believe the quarterback was explaining that, him and Aaron Hernandez was doing some funny business in high school. They was skittling in high school. And Aaron Hernandez was skittling in college and what have you. And even when he got in prison, he was skittling. And the media, you know how the media is, social media and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure it was dawning on him. You know what I mean? You a Super Bowl champion. You played with Tom Brady. I think he had one Super Bowl or two. He was a good tight end for the New England Patriots and whatnot. Millionaire, nice house, wife, kids. You had everything. You had everything. You know what I mean? But then he blew it all, and whatnot. And it looks as if he couldn't take the pressures of what the media and social media was coming at him with, and he hung himself. Aaron Hernandez. All right. What's up, Nicole Martin? Shout out to you. Appreciate you and your work as you do here on this channel and the other one. You says every time you clean it that thing, respect. Absolutely. He says make sure you be bathing good too. Absolutely. Open Your Heart says I stopped watching that show, just nasty and creepy. Oh yeah. Michael says I can't see God, but I know He's working. Amen to that, for sure. Sister David says that's one reason why I don't eat behind everyone, because you don't know the condition of their home or if they believe in washing their hands. Wow. Appreciate that. And Nicole Martin. Oh yeah. It's the birthday coming up. You know what I mean? Next Thursday, I think. Man, 40 years old. 40. Wow. You understand? 40. The big 40. Wow. You understand? Thank the Lord that, Lord willing, if I make it to that day, and whatnot, it's a blessing. It's a blessing for sure. We definitely going to celebrate it. I'm definitely going to come on here. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to celebrate it for sure, like we did last year on the other channel. Appreciate that at Nicole Martin. All right. David B says, is worrying a sin because the Lord tells us not to worry? That's a good question right there. Good question. Good question. I would have to read that chapter in whole for sure. You know what I mean? Let me see if we can search it up right quick. Let me see if I can find it. Tells us not to worry. Hopefully it come up. If you got the scripture, let me know. I think we got it. And whatnot. It's loading up. We're gonna get back to it. Let me read some of these comments. Let me know the scripture. Internet is kind of bugging out right now. All right, Sister Davis says, I would be embarrassed to let someone see me living in a condition like being a hoarder. Those people must get paid to let someone expose their filth. How do you sleep at night or where? He says, play you going to hell for that, please.
You're going to hell for that.
That's right.
You're going to hell for that. Yeah. You're going to hell for that.
There you go. To the person who wrote about the worrying part, is it in the book of Matthew, chapter 6? Let me know. All right. What's up to classified information? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Appreciate your work as a moderator. All right. Classified information. Appreciate your support to this YouTube channel. Definitely appreciate that for sure. Classified information. Blessings unto you and your family. You says hoarding is overwhelming heavy clutter, Sister Davis. Did you hear about Rango TV basically defending R. Kelly paraphernalia game is gross? Well, I don't listen to Rango TV. I don't. You understand? I don't. I just found out about him weeks ago when y'all mentioned him, when we talked about Charles Dow or Dwell, whatever the case may be. But I don't watch Rango. I don't watch him. You understand? I like the background that he got on his channel when he talked, how his setting is. But as far as that, I don't watch Rango, so I don't know what's going on with him. Kind of a weird guy, it seems like, but you know, I don't watch him. But I seen the other YouTuber posting something about Rango and R. Kelly and whatnot. But if Rango is defending R. Kelly, you know, he must have some pedophile characteristics in himself. You know what I mean? Or he's just looking for other YouTubers to talk about him, to boost his algorithm and whatnot. You know what I mean? But as far as like Rango, I don't listen to him. I don't listen to him at all, and whatnot. You know, I think I saw a video of him talking talking against, you know, what the truth of God teaches and whatnot. But for the most part, and I heard that, you know, Dwell threatened him and whatnot, or whatever the case may be. See, Dwell ain't gonna do that over here. He's not. You know what I mean? Pick with them fellas over there who just look a little soft. You know what I mean? Pick with them soft guys over there, because we ain't gonna run from it. We're gonna run to it. At the end of the day. So you pick with the Rango TVs, and you know, you pick with those type of guys and things like that. You know what I mean? You threaten him. Threaten Rango, because I'll accept any type of threats he put up. You know what I mean? Just, you know? So Charles Dow, whatever you want to call him, and all them folks over there that straight way to hell. You understand? Yeah, pick with Rango. Pick with him. You know what I mean? Threaten Rango. I'm not egging it on and whatnot, but he know better. He know better, Mr. Dwell or Dow, or whatever you want to call him, and whatnot. You understand? You know, Rango seems like he's a cool guy, you know, nerdish type of dude or whatever. You know what I mean? Not sleeping on anybody like that, but you know, you know. Yeah, no. G Swole says, do you still got gifts from your ex-girlfriends?
You're going to hell for that.
That's right.
You're going to hell for that. Yeah. You're going to hell for that.
Oh man, this guy's funny. This guy's hilarious. Oh man, G G Smooth, G Swole, you funny. For sure. No, I don't got no gifts to my knowledge from no exes and whatnot. You know, I'm about to be 40 and what have you. I would say I had exes in my younger years, and whatnot. You know what I mean? So honestly, I threw a lot of things out, and whatnot in general over the years, and whatnot. It was a joke, man. It was a joke. It was a joke. At G Swole. All right. He says a hoarder keeps everything from years back. Wow. Imagine what that house smells like. I can't do bugs. Christopher says, but then there are the women. What is that? That take 3 showers a day, always smell good, hair done. Go to their house. They got 10 laundry bags in their closets, all dirty. Little Debbie, and Hosa rappers. Wow, wow. I mean, you know. He said, "I've seen hoarders. Them still, they still be eating after they're about 10,000 pounds, and them who's supposed to be carrying for them, they keep feeding them. You're right. You're right about that. You know, you can tell how dirty someone is by two things: the inside of their car and their fingernails." That's funny. That is funny for sure. All right. Open your heart says, I don't mind having, as long as I got Jesus Christ, them bills are paid. He says, food in the house, and as long as my place is clean, I am good. Wonderful. Wonderful. You should host a poetry night. I don't know about all that poetry. I used to put a little poetry on here, but you know, it's all right. But David B says my sister's classmate offed herself because her fiance broke up with her and married someone else. She was a beautiful woman too. I was surprised. Wow, that's crazy right there. Some people can't deal with that. You know, they invest their time in the person, and whatnot for some time, and then next thing you know, the woman leave, the man leave, and marry somebody else, and they can't take it. You know what I mean? So my mindset in general, hey, you never know. A person can wake up one day. Listen, I want to be with Henry. You know what I mean? I mean, you'll be hurt. I'm speaking from my perspective. You know what I mean? I'll be hurt for a couple days, couple weeks, whatever. Get over it. You understand? Ain't no woman that good. I don't care if you're Beyonce, Nia Long, Laura London, Gabrielle Union. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. If you're so good, you understand? That'll make my toes curl, even when I'm not intimate with you. I don't care. I will not offer myself for no woman at all if she want to go out there and be with somebody else or don't want to be with me. I'm not doing that, man. No way. You understand? Go on, get gone. You understand? My life is too precious to take over wanting to be with some woman. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? No way. All right. He says Chris Benoit, off this whole family, and took his own life. That's very selfish of him and coward moves. Oh yeah, I've heard that story about Chris Benoit. You know what I mean? The man was a millionaire wrestler, popular wrestler, but you just never know what people are going through. You understand? Why couldn't he just off himself? Why he had to take his family, his wife, his kid? You understand? That's sad, man. I've seen I don't know if y'all remember, I think it was about a year or two ago. It was the young cat. He probably was in his 20s and he was in the car. And I think he had his 2 or 3 kids in the car. You know what I mean? And he was an African American and he offed his kids on live on Facebook or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? That was a sad situation. The man had it on live. He offed his kids and then he offed himself. All over some situation with his baby mother and whatnot. Is it that serious? Is it that serious? Just because you're having issues with your baby mother, baby father, mother of your kids, father of your kids, however you want to put it, it ain't that serious. You understand? Listen, walk away, take a breather. Hey, she don't want you. If he don't want you, simple as that. Leave it alone. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. The stress, the depressed. You know what I mean? Listen, even with me, you understand that? Even with me, listen, that's my memo. That's my memo in general. Don't even let me get to you. Focus on God. God first. Of course, God first. Then that man or then that woman. God first all the time. You know what I mean? No matter how good it is, how good she smell. You know what I mean? How good she feel. You understand? How good she look at you with them eyes, them come here eyes. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all out there thinking of that ex-man or that ex-woman that y'all missed from high school or something like that. You know? I know y'all think about y'all exes from high school. They hit y'all up on Facebook. I sure miss you. You know? All right. Christopher says, never forget school let out. And I went to a young lady's house being a heathen. Was in her room. She left me alone in her room for 5 minutes. I popped open the cassette tape. He says the door she had dirty. He says skilling before prison. Yup. Open your heart. Says I don't care who leaves. I am not off me for nobody. You are gone, and they are still living life. Child, bye. He says no way, not happening here. Definitely agree with you on that one. Definitely agree with you on that one for sure. You know what I mean? It's a lot of situations where people have off themselves, and it's sad. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I know when breakups happen or separations happen or some people want to get a divorce or whatever the case may be, and then you'll get hurt or whatever the case may be and things like that. But it should never be to the point where a person is thinking about offing themselves. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with you on that one. All right. Um, He says if other people touch a knob or handle and have greasy hands from food or snacks. He says I remember when I was 40. Wow. Says Tony the Big 40. Wonderful. My birthday is next Sunday. G Swole. Happy early birthday to G Swole. How old you gonna be? Happy. I'm saying happy birthday early in case I forget. All right. Absolutely. At Ernest Beard, he says God is good all the time. Absolutely. That's for sure. All right. He says happy early birthday. The blessing is not look like you're going to be 40. Wonderful. You're right about that. Appreciate that. He says post the cash app on your birthday. That's funny. Appreciate that. That bless. Says happy birthday to all May babies that's tuned into this channel and in this chat room, including my son. May God bless, strengthen, and keep you. Happy birthday to him also. Appreciate that. What's up to Jonah? Another one of my channel moderators on here. Shout out to you, Sister Claire. Shout out to you. For sure at Gino P. Who says Elder Murray know better too. All that lip he got. Elder Murray. Mr. Murray. That prophecy, where that prophecy at, Mr. Murray? Mr. Murray. Wow. All right. He says I was watching Apostle take on old white man hating He says Marvin. He says, "Where's Georgina? We need her." Much prayers to Georgina Fleming. Shout out to you for sure. Says Tony the poet. I'm rolling. Said, I know that's right. I will be sad too to see you go, but I ain't killing myself and going to hell for no one. Absolutely. Matthew says, I think in that situation, God would take the kids back with him, but not the murderer. Okay, I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one for sure. You know, I think Gino kind of talked about that. You know, situations like that. You know, I agree with you on that one. You know, all right. Courtney says the number of Amber Alerts and kidnappings are increasing in Cali. It's crazy. All right, what's up to V Coleman? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Shout out to you. All right, G Swole. He says I used to do that, hitting up my ex girlfriends I haven't talked to in years, but now I realize what a fool I was to stop doing that. But why are they hitting me up? Though I mean I don't know, man. That's between y'all. You understand? That's between y'all, man. You know, some people still miss they miss the good goods, and whatnot in general. I mean, sometimes in most cases that's what it's about, the goodies. You know, the good times and all this other nonsense that people Hollywood talk about just to get that one thing. So I don't know what y'all relationships or y'all level of coolness and what have you. Oh, you say you're gonna be 37. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. You know what I mean? All right. We coming to a conclusion. So if y'all got any last closing remarks, feel free to leave it in the chat room. It was a great conversation that we had. Lord willing, we'll be on tomorrow. Lord willing, we'll be on tomorrow for sure. You know what I mean? So we talked about stress and depression and whatnot. Great conversation as we always have here on this YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network. Definitely appreciate everybody for coming on. All the moderators, those in the background who didn't say anything, because it'd be like 15 people talking. You know what I mean? It'd be like 10 to 15 people talking. You know, the number of people, it switches up a lot of the times. It could be 40 people in here one time, 60, go down to 20, go up to 80. You know what I mean? So if it's 50 people in here or 80 people in here, and there's only 15 people talking, you got some people in the background. You understand? Tuning in. Shout out to y'all, and shout out to everybody who tuned in after the live is over. That's when the most views come. Not that it's about views or whatever the case may be, but shout out to y'all. I know we shout out to those who come in the chat room and whatnot, but shout out to y'all who tune in after. Those people. All right. What's up, the Peculiar? You caught us at the conclusion portion of this live. Definitely appreciate that. At Peculiar, you have a good night too. And Jonah, brother Jonah, peace, peace, peace. At Henry Ross, he says, yeah, I think too, especially the man that they choose to be with. Appreciate that. At Sister Davis, appreciate that. At Open Your Heart to salvation, God is coming. Appreciate that. All right, we're gonna sign off. Appreciate y'all for coming on. I'm Tony Harvin. God bless and have a wonderful evening. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell.